Ladies and gentlemen, Galax High School welcomes you to this varsity football contest between the Auburn Eagles and your Galax Maroon Tide. Tonight's game is sponsored by the Virginia High School League, and your attendance and support of the student athletes is appreciated. Now, to honor America, please stand and remove your caps and join us in the playing of our national anthem. Thank you. Don't forget tonight to check out our concessions brought to you by the Wise Men. They've provided concessions to Galax for many years. Don't miss out on a chance for some good food. Also, Chick-fil-A is being sold at the stand across the field for the visiting patrons, and the home crowd is below the press box. Please check out some Chick-fil-A sandwiches.
Welcome back to Galax High School as we get you set for the Maroon Tide and the Eagles of Auburn here on another edition of Friday Night Lights. This is the Tide Tailgate Show presented by Chick-fil-A of Mount Airy. Chick-fil-A on Highway 601 in Mount Airy is the official tailgate sponsor of the award-winning Maroon Tide Sports Network. Tune in every Friday morning with Derek Davis and the Brew Crew on WCGX for your chance to compete in the Chick-fil-A Trivia Challenge to win the Chick-fil-A Tailgate Package, which feeds up to 8 people. Chick-fil-A Highway 601 in Mount Airy. Eat Mo Chicken and roll Tide. Getting you ready for our opponent now, as we talked a little bit about their military-style wing T offense, and you heard head coach Mark Dixon. He said he's, quote, scared to death. Those were his first 3 words when I asked him about the Auburn offense. So get ready for what is going to be quite the wrinkle for the offensive show tonight for Auburn. Their quarterback, Payson Kelly, a junior who stands at 6 foot 182, he will run the football a lot, as will the trio of running backs who will all stand in different places in the backfield. It's almost doing them a disservice to call them a running back because they'll stand in a number of different places. You've got Carson East, a senior who's got almost over 550 yards already this season and 9 touchdowns. And behind him is senior Will Kelly, the older brother of Payson, the quarterback, and also Rusty Marshall. That is your running back crew. A couple of receivers in the wrinkle as well. Preston Harris and Darius Wayne are the main pass catchers for this offense. That is your look at the Auburn Eagles. We'll come back and give you the full starting lineups for both teams and get you ready for kick. This is Galax football on WCGX The Cat. Well, we are ready to kick here at Galax High School. Did not expect them to be on the button like this, so we'll bring you starting lineups and work in a break when we can. Auburn and Galax here at Galax High School. I'm Kyle Bond. Thanks so much for joining us. The Maroon Tide set to kick it off to Auburn, who will show us their wing tee offense right out of the gates. Referee blows his whistle, and we are underway. Kickoff down the left side is over the head of Carson East and into the end zone for a touchback. So Auburn will be on offense first. We will see this wing tee offense, the construction of which we'll have to get a feel for here as the first few possessions roll through. As I mentioned, Payson Kelly is their quarterback. His brother Will Kelly, one of the main running backs, along with Carson East, who is set to return that kick. They're ready in the huddle. Very regimented huddle like you'd see at a military academy. That is how they emulate. So Kelly is under center. He's got East behind him in a very short fullback set. One receiver goes in motion. Snap, the give right to East, smack up the middle, and he's plowed through back into the backfield. Nowhere to go. What a stop. Lee Peoples with the pancake tackle. And just like that, this Galax defense looking to set the tone. This front four, or even front five for Galax, has been stellar so far this season. A big reason why they are able to stymie opposing offenses. 2nd and 10. The give to East right up the middle again. No, it's kept by Kelly. You're going to hear that a lot so far tonight. I'm sure we'll have a few more of those mistakes. It's hard enough to see down on the field, especially when it's difficult to see up here in the booth. We have an advantage being up high above the bleachers here at Galax High School and still can't figure out who has the ball. It's that difficult down on the field as well, if not tougher. But just a stop for 1 yard, so 3rd and 9. Long way to go for the Eagles here. This offense not set up for big chunk gains, so 3rd and long, not what the Eagles want. Snap. Kelly keeps it right side this time, and he's smothered yet again. So the Galax defense comes out, and a 3 and out right out of the gates. Tackled by Andrew Belcher. And Auburn will have to punt. Carson East, their do-it-all player, he's their kicker as well. So he is in punt formation. Back to return for Galax's Zach Johnson. The snap, a little rugby-style kick. It's a line drive, bounces at midfield, and Johnson has to let it go as it jumped to his left. So a bit of a lucky break for the Eagles, and it will be downed at the 35. Pretty good field position for Galax, but Johnson, you could tell, wanted to return that. Nonetheless, we'll see what Galax can do now with its offense. Just 2 minutes off the clock, 10:01 to go here in the first quarter. No score. A 3 and out for Auburn on its first possession on the road. And now Galax with a chance to put the offense at work. In the gun, taking the snap, is Pickett. He hands it off right side. Denver Brown pushes a man down, and there he goes. Slips out of another tackle at the 40, the 30, the 20, slips another tackle, 10-5, touchdown. Galax on its first play sees Denver Brown go 65 yards to the house. 3 broken tackles, including a truck stick through the pile, and Denver Brown goes the distance to put Galax up 6-0. That's the big playability of this Maroon Tide offense. Denver Brown up the gut, plowed over the first man he faced, and then slipped out of 2 more tackles on the way to pay dirt. The extra point is up and good by Eduardo Ortiz. And just like that, Galax is in front. This offense has been able to pick up chunk plays all season long. They're averaging over 425 yards a game, including over 250 a game on the ground. There's 65 right there on the first play. It took Galax 12 seconds to take the lead. So with 9:48 to go here in the first quarter, Auburn will look to get that military pro-style offense going again. I should say military academy style offense. What you see Army and Air Force run, a lot of times the military academies will run a wing T for reasons we'll get into in a second. Here is Ortiz. The kickoff popped up. This one is returnable for East, but he still lets it go over his head at the 5. Bounces at the 3 and into the end zone. Another touchback for Auburn. So Ortiz 2 for 2 on kickoffs, sending it through the back of the end zone. And Auburn will begin at its own 20 yet again. That wing T offense very popular for military academies. You see Navy run it too, although Navy will throw it a little bit more than the other two. Mostly because it's difficult to recruit at military academies with the service commitment after college. So in order to make up for a lack of quote-unquote talent, they run this offense to confuse a defense. Under center, Kelly takes the snap, fakes the handoff, goes right, and gains 3. That's their biggest gain so far tonight. On first down, a decent chunk as he falls forward to the 23. It'll be 2nd and 7 for the Eagles. Little Birdie told us they're going to try and run a little bit more through the middle tonight as opposed to around the edges, just because this defense for Galax has so much speed. This time the snap given to East up the middle, and he is smothered by a host of defensive linemen. Lee Peoples in there yet again, as is Andrew Belcher. Those two defensive tackles have done hard work in the trenches for the Maroon Tide this season. If you're just joining us, 7-0, Galax in front. They ran one offensive play. It went 65 yards for a touchdown. Denver Brown, the ball carrier. Auburn with its second offensive possession. They went 3 and out the first time. Snap on 3rd and long. It's kept by Kelly. He pushes up past the 25 to the 27 before he's tackled. That'll make it 4th and 3. We'll see what head coach Cam Akers wants to do. Looks like he's going to send in the punting unit. That's the right decision here early in the ball game. Don't want to get spooked by the one play, one score for Galax. Obviously, we know what this Galax offense is capable of, but still have to have faith in your team. With 8 minutes to go, still in the first quarter. Back on your own 27. So in to punt is East. Snap back. Moves to his right. This one a much better punt. High in the air. Johnson calls for a fair catch back at the 37. So about the same result as last time, but a much better looking punt. And Galax will return on offense for the second time tonight. Well, quarterback Cole Pickett has been a machine so far this season, but he didn't have to do anything on the first drive. All he did was take a shotgun snap, hand the ball to Denver Brown, and he did the rest. Bruising 65-yard run for the game's first score. Pickett now in the gun, calling plays at the 37. Brown is in the pistol, takes the snap, gives it to Brown on the right side. He bounces off a tackle, now to the outside, has some space. 45 up to midfield, breaks another tackle, crosses midfield, finally smothered at the 47-yard line of the Eagles. They're going to give him the 45, maybe even the 44. So Denver Brown just refuses to go down. They mark it just past the 45-yard line and a first down for Galax. So it doesn't go to the house this time, but Brown still with a gain of almost 20. Well, now there's a flag down, and they're walking back. The flag on the far side, I did not see that at first. It was at the first down marker. They're going to call it an illegal block in the back because the flag was basically at the first down line. The penalty is 10 yards. So that pushes them basically back to the original line of scrimmage. In fact, it's a gain of 1 net. So 1st and 9. Snap back to Pickett. Gives it to the ball carrier. I believe that's Tristan Peckgren. No, sorry. I'll have to figure out who that ball carrier is. Looks like Keaton Beeman is in the backfield for Galax now. Snap back to Pickett on 2nd and 6. It's Beeman again. He's tackled by the ankles in the backfield. Nice tackle by Justin Odie. It's a loss of 1, and it'll now be the first 3rd down situation for Galax. A couple of substitutions in the ball game for the Maroon Tide. 3rd and about 7. I'll make it 6. 3rd and 6. Got to get to the 47 for a first down. Pickett in the gun, takes the snap, gives to Beeman on the left side. He's got space if he could get the edge. He cannot. Yet another nice ankle tackle, this time by Trevor Young. And the Maroon Tide, thanks to a penalty, go 3 and out. 4th and 5, that'll send the punting unit out. We'll see Eduardo Ortiz for the 3rd time today. The first 2 we saw him on kickoffs, sending the ball back through the back of the end zone. Ortiz takes the snap. It's a looper, finally gets it. Punt is off. It's an end-over-end punt that bounces at the 26 and fielded for a moment at the 20 before immediately being tackled. Preston Harris, the kick returner for the Eagles, and he's tackled at the 24. That's where Auburn will begin its 3rd possession. Still looking for some positive movement. Under center yet again, Payson Kelly, has had very little running room so far tonight. 1st and 10 from its own 24 is Auburn. Snap back to Kelly, couple of misdirection gives, and now it is up through the middle past the 30 to Rusty Marshall, who's tackled at the 32, so a solid gain of 8 on first down. Sets up a 2nd and 2. That, a couple of misdirection plays. Has to be almost muscle memory for the quarterback, Payson Kelly. He faked it to the fullback, faked it to the first wing tee, then faked it to the, or gave it to the second wing back. Marshall is the wing back on the far side left, and on the near side right, it's, I believe, Will Kelly. Now a pass, caught for a first down here at the 35. That's Preston Harris with the catch. First passing attempt for Auburn, or for either side, really, on the evening. It goes for a first down for the Eagles, their first of the night. Ball spotted at the 32. That's a gain of 5 for the first down. A little pop pass to the right. Harris, the only split receiver to the near side right. It's the short side. Kelly takes the snap. He takes it himself off tackle right, gains 3 to the 40, and now Auburn is beginning to methodically move the ball. This is really where this offense is at its best. The wing T offense chewing up clock, gaining just enough to keep the chains moving as we tick down towards 5 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Still a 7-0 lead for Galax. A 65-yard run by Denver Brown on the first Maroon Tide offensive play of the evening. 2nd and 7, snap. This time Kelly keeps it left side and has no running room, maybe a yard, not even that. They give him a half yard, just past the 40-yard line. It'll be 3rd and a long 6. So here's another 3rd down play, 3rd and medium this time for Auburn. Snap back, the give to Marshall, right side, and he's smothered. This time the Maroon Tide defense is not fooled. In there for the stop, Brendan Bryson among others. And another 4th down upcoming for the Eagles. So the Galax defense does give up 1 3rd down conversion, but ends up holding after that. In is Carson East to punt, and back is Zach Johnson. Johnson has not been able to return a punt yet on 2 tries. He let one go over his head, and then he caught one with a fair catch last time. Punt high in the air. He's not going to have much of a chance here either. Calls for the fair catch and makes it back at the 20, maybe the 19. So a long field to go for the Maroon Tide this time as the Eagles flip the field position-wise. And with 3:34 to go in the first quarter, 7-0, Galax in front. Trying to find time here to slide a break in. We'll have to keep waiting. These two teams just churning out offensive possessions. The Auburn Eagles have not been able to get much going against this Galax defense. Cole Pickett now on offense for the Maroon Tide. He's in the gun. Denver Brown in the pistol. Snap back. They give it to Brown right side. Finds a hole. Squeezes through. Now he gets past to the 30. Into the open field. 35. Skips a tackle. 40. Through the middle up to midfield. And he's tackled there. Denver Brown just cannot be stopped. Another huge gain for number 1 on this Galax offense. And it's a first down right at midfield. Actually, they spot him at the plus 48. So into the Eagles' territory go the Maroon Tide. Clearly, head coach Mark Dixon has found something that works. Brown now sidecar right of Pickett in the gun. Takes the snap, gives to Brown up the middle, looking for running room, and he's dragged down from behind. Still for a large gain of about 6. Nice tackle, though. It's a number 51 on the tackle. Sadly, no 51 on the roster here, so another unknown player. He's coming from the middle linebacker position. Nice tackle from behind on Denver Brown. That's really the only way they've been able to stop him so far. Still a gain of 7 up to the 41-yard line of the Eagles. In plus territory. Pickett in the gun. Brown sidecar right. Takes the snap. The fake to Brown. He wants to throw. Nice clean pocket. Throws over the middle. It's caught by Johnson to the 20 and tackled down to the 15. Actually not Johnson there. It's on the catch Nick Sawyers. Johnson was just ahead of him as they ran a skinny post and a far post. About 5-yard separation. I'll bet if that ball wasn't caught by Sawyers, it would have been hauled in by Johnson about 5 yards deeper. Both players open. Sawyers makes the grab. It's a huge gain down to the 15. Pickett in the gun. Brown in the pistol. 2 receivers far side right. Snap back to Pickett. Gives it to Brown up the middle. Shapes a tackle. 5 touchdown. He got right through the tackle of Trevor Young and into pay dirt for the second time tonight. A 15-yard touchdown run for Denver Brown. It's 13-0 Galax. Extra point pending. Denver Brown, an absolute machine so far tonight here on the home field. And with 2:15 to go in the first quarter, snap back, kick up, and it's good. 14-0, Galax leads. Let's see if we can sneak a break in here before the end of the first quarter. You're listening to Galax Football on WCGX The Cat.
Number 3 and number 45 for the Eagles. Number 45 Varsity on the return. 18, Nolan Lawrence on the tackle. The Eagles will take over at the 23-yard line, 1st and 10. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give our Maroon Tide marching band a round of applause, led by Miss Allison Deal.
The Auburn Eagles set for an offensive possession. Trying to make something happen from their own 22. Snap back, pitch out far side, trying to find the edge, and nothing doing there. A gain of about 1, trying to find the far edge. Goes Malachi Spencer on the pitch play. It'll be 2nd and 9 for the Eagles. They got a returnable kickoff from Eduardo Ortiz, the first one they've seen on the evening. He got it to the 22, and now the gain of 1 puts them on the 23. It'll be 2nd and 9 for Auburn, who trails the home team, Galax Maroon Tide, 14-0 on a pair of Denver Brown touchdown runs. I'm Kyle Bond. Thank you so much for joining us on this edition of Friday Night Lights. An injured Galax player coming off the field. I believe that's Isaac Hawks, really struggling to put any weight on his right foot as he's helped off by a pair of teammates. That's a tough sign for the Maroon Tide. Hawks, a main contributor on this defensive front for Galax. Main contributor on the offensive front as well. Most of these Galax linemen play both sides of the defense. I should say Hawks plays linebacker for the defense. He's 2nd on the team with 17 tackles for losses coming into tonight. So hopefully Hawks is okay. He's clearly struggling to put any weight on his right foot as he makes his way to the bench and sits on the bench on the near sideline. Auburn back to the line of scrimmage. Snap back. Kelly keeps it now. He pitches right side. A lot of running room. Across the 35 to the 40. Crossing midfield. One man to beat. Down the field goes Will Kelly, and he's going to be dragged down from behind at the 15-yard line. A long gain for Will Kelly on the ground on the straight option play. Kelly's brother, the quarterback Payson Kelly, faked to East, the fullback, and then they ran option right. Will Kelly found the corner, turned it upfield, and got a huge gain all the way down to the Galax 15. So the first trip into the red zone for Auburn, trailing 14-0. They stand on the 12-yard line. They can get a first down on the 2. Snap back. Kelly keeps looking for his teammate. They do pitch it. Touchdown Auburn. Malachi Spencer finds the far corner and runs it into the end zone. Boy, some creativity for the quarterback, Payson Kelly. He was trying to find the pitch man on the option to the far side, and instead of the traditional pitch with his left hand, he pop passed it with a defender in the way, just looped a pass to his option man, and Spencer did the rest. Extra point is good by Carson East. 14-7, we have ourselves a ball game here at Galax High School. 1:10 to go before the end of the first quarter. So this Galax offense known for its big playability. Now the defense gives up a big play for Auburn, and it leads to an Eagles touchdown. Auburn this season has been up and down at a 4-4 record. The Eagles are coming off a loss at North Cross where they were blown out 41-7. So a pair of road games back-to-back for this Eagles team. We see the Auburn kickoff for the first time. All the players down in a 3-point stance. It's a little pooch kick, but that didn't work. It goes out of bounds at the 25, and flags fly. I think they're trying to keep Zach Johnson out of the kickoff return game, but this time it's out of bounds. That's a penalty, and Galax will get the football up at the 40-yard line. Sorry, they give it at the 35. That's the spot for kickoff out of bounds. The Maroon Tide looking for a response on offense. 1:10 to go in the first quarter. In the gun is Pickett. Pickett foul ball's on the ground, and the Eagles say they have it. No signal yet from the official. They do. Auburn collects the fumble. Pickett was just trying to hand it off to the running back, and the ball fell on the ground. Botched handoff. And the first turnover of the day goes to the Eagles, and suddenly, after holding a 14-0 lead just seconds ago, The Maroon Tide need a stand to keep this lead at 7. Under center is Kelly. Takes the snap, fakes the give to East. He drops back into a clean pocket. Now pressured, steps up, and he's sacked. Kelly brought down 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Bender Rojas with the sack. Brenda Rojas brings down Payson Kelly. And with under a minute to go in the first quarter, a big play on first down for the Galax defense. Trying to pick up its offense. Second and very long for Auburn now. Snap back to Kelly, gives it to East up the middle. Actually takes it himself, East lead blocking, and he gains 2 up to the 34. That first fake is the toughest one to decipher from up here in the booth, whether Kelly actually hands it to East, the fullback, or not. They do it on just about every play. And that will be the end of the first quarter. 14-7, a suddenly compelling game here at Galax High School. Auburn will have a third and very long when we come back. You're listening to Galax Football on WCGX The Cat.
Don't forget to check out our concession stand and Chick-fil-A on both sides of the field.
Coffee or something? You know, the money I can't threaten us.
If Perry was ever here for, because you know that's all of us.
As the second quarter begins, Auburn will take over third down and 14 at the 34-yard line. Number 45, Carson East on the carry. Tackled by Hurts of Maroon Tide. We 4th down and 8 for the Eagles.
Back here at Galax High School, where they are flying along here on the field. Into the second quarter, 14-7 the score. Galax on top. They got a third down stop. Auburn is going to try a really long field goal. This is a 45-yard field goal for Carson East, and he put it just wide left. Boy, that field goal had the distance, but he couldn't get it on frame. There is a flag down, I believe. I think that's a flag at the line of scrimmage. Our head official tonight, Randy Sturgill. It's a holding on the defense. That is a brutal penalty. I'm not quite sure how there can be holding on a field goal by the defense. Usually that's a penalty on a pass play. And yet here we are. So a brutal play, or a brutal penalty by the Galax defense. It goes 15 yards. That couldn't have been holding. That had to have been a personal foul. Some kind of personal foul on Galax moves the ball into the red zone. Now they're moving it even further. Goodness gracious. Just inside the 15-yard line. And Auburn will have a first down. So Carson East misses the field goal, but a 15-yard penalty on Galax gives Auburn a first down in the red zone. Kelly under center in this wing T offense. Snap, keeps it himself behind East, the lead blocking. He gets about 2 yards off tackle right. That's the bread and butter play for this Eagles offense. Kelly fakes it to Carson East, the fullback, and then just tucks it and runs right behind his lead blocker. They've gone off tackle right with that play for the most part behind the right guard Zach McClellan and the right tackle Justin Odie. 2nd and 9, make it 8 after a gain of 2. Kelly takes the snap, gives it to the running back up the middle. That's normally Carson East, but it wasn't East this time who got the ball. Instead, that's Malachi Spencer, and he brings it down to the 9-yard line, so a gain of 3 makes it 3rd and 5. Interesting wrinkle as they put Spencer, who's usually one of the wingbacks, in that fullback position. The way this offense is set up, you've got a wingback on either side just off the line of scrimmage, and then a fullback. It looks like Spencer, again, is in that fullback position. Kelly takes the snap, keeps it himself. Now he options it to the right side. Will Kelly, who's stuffed at the 9-yard line. Excellent 3rd down stop by this Galax defense, and we may have a field goal try yet again. Yeah, Carson East comes onto the field with the tee. So we'll see another field goal try, this one much shorter. He'll get about 20 yards closer in from his previous attempt. He missed from about 43. This field goal attempt will be about 25 yards, a chip shot, and this one is no good wide right. So the Galax defense bends but does not break. The missed field goal from distance and then a missed field goal from closer. Same result, just took a little longer. Galax maintains its 14-7 lead with 9:11 to go before halftime. Want to remind you, Twin County Regional Healthcare goes the extra step in providing excellent cardiac rehabilitation care. Cardiac rehabilitation is a medically supervised program designed to help patients recover quickly and safely after a cardiac event. The goal is to help patients return to an optimal quality of life with improved heart health. Galax on offense, Pickett in the gun. Running back to his right is Denver Brown. Low snap, fakes it to Brown. Now swings it out to the right side with space at the 30 up to the 35 and dragged down at the 40, make the 41 is Brendan Bryson. A 22-yard gain for Cole Pickett to Brendan Bryson, and Galax moves the chains. To find out more information about Twin County Regional Healthcare, call Director Karen Burris at 276-236-1763. That's 276-236-1763. 1st and 10 at the 41 for Galax. Pickett in the pistol formation, takes the snap, handoff Denver Brown, past the line of scrimmage, up to the 43, make it the 44 before he's tackled in the hole. Can't make it to the 2nd level. Looks like Carson East is on the tackle there. The do-it-all running back, linebacker, kicker for this Auburn Eagles team. 2nd and 7 upcoming for Galax, leading 14-7. Pickett in the shotgun. The running back to his left, sidecar. Snap. Fake it to Denver Brown. Wants to go deep down the right sideline. Beautiful spiral. He's got Zach Johnson. That has to be pass interference. There's the flag. All kinds of tangled up with the defender, Austin Flora. And Flora basically had 2 hands grabbing Johnson's jersey with his back to the line of scrimmage. Surprised the back judge didn't throw that flag. It had to come from the side judge about 15 yards away. But it was a blatantly obvious pass interference penalty, and that'll be 15 yards for this Galax offense and a 1st down. Cole Pickett delivered an absolutely spectacular, beautiful spiral that would have dropped right into the breadbasket of Zach Johnson had he not been grabbed with 2 hands by Austin Flora. So the ball is at the plus 41 into Eagles territory. Pickett in the gun. He's got Denver Brown in the pistol. 2 receivers split out left. Takes the snap. Gives it to Brown. Lots of space, but he's dragged down on a great open field tackle by Carson East, who took the brunt of that hit from Denver Brown, but was able to drag down the ball carrier anyways. It's a gain of 3. 2nd and 7. Brown had lots of room as the line created space. He had about 3 cutback lanes too, but East was able to fill the hole. 2nd and 7. Pickett Low snap, ball on the ground, and the Eagles have it yet again. Pickett fumbles for the second time today, and coming up with the football is Trevor Young. So the Galax offense comes to a halt on a turnover for the second time in this first half, and with 7:30 to go before the break, the Eagles yet again return to the offense with a chance to tie the ball game. Turnovers have been the bugaboo for this Maroon Tide team on both sides of the ball all year. And yet again, they put the ball on the ground. So Kelly, back under center, takes the snap, pitch play to the far side. Rusty Marshall with it, has room, has the edge, a first down and more across midfield and to the 45-yard line before he's ridden out of bounds. Marshall with a straight toss sweep to the far side right. And he gains a first down into Galax territory. 14-7, Maroon Tide in front. Auburn looking to tie the ball game before halftime, 7:23 to go. Kelly under center in this wing T offense, takes the snap, keeps it himself, off tackle right. It's that bread and butter play yet again, and he's smothered for no gain. Andrew Belcher on the tackle. And it'll be 2nd and 10. Clock continues to run. 7 minutes now before halftime. Plenty of time for both sides to make something happen and put an exclamation mark on this game before the break. Boy, what a moment it could be here for Auburn if they were able to tie the game. They have been punched in the mouth time after time in this game and yet have survived to this point. 2nd and 10. Little bit of a broken play. Kelly's able to push through the line of scrimmage for 3 yards. It looked like he wanted to fake a handoff and then pitch, but the running backs went in the opposite direction. So Kelly, a good job to make something out of nothing and push through for 2 yards. 3rd and 8 with the ball on the 43-yard line in plus territory. Auburn in the huddle. Now up to the line. Traditional wing T formation. The lone receiver, Preston Harris, on the far side right. Man in motion, takes the snap. Toss play sweep to Will Kelly, and he's ridden out of bounds, can't get the corner. A loss of 3 back to the original line of scrimmage. And that will make it 4th down. This Galax defense holds firm. Punt coming. So if nothing else, Auburn takes the fumble and is able to flip the field as Carson East will be punting from in Galax territory. Zach Johnson, the return man, standing on his own 17-yard line. We'll see if East can pin Galax back in its own territory. Flags fly. Pre-snap penalty here. We'll see who it's on. It looked like the Galax line jumped, but they blew the play dead, so likely that means it's an offensive false start, and it is. So that's a bit of a devastating blow for this Eagles team looking to pin Galax deep in its own territory. Instead, Zach Johnson will have some breathing room looking to return the punt. We'll see what Carson East can do now. This would be the time for a line drive kick. We saw one his first attempt today. But a line drive probably would see the ball bounce inside the 20, maybe even the 10. This one high in the air, great spiraling kick. It's going to land at the 7. It bounces once and then takes a tough Auburn bounce into the end zone. That's unlucky because Carson East delivered a wonderful coffin corner kick into the far right side. Just did not get the bounce. The first one looked like it might die inside the 10, and then the second bounce kicked into the end zone. So, Galax will have it at the 20-yard line. Kyle Bond with you here at Galax High School. 5:15 to go before halftime. 14-7, the Maroon Tide leads. In a game that feels like they should be up by 2 or 3 touchdowns. But a pair of fumbles by Cole Pickett has ground the offense to a halt. Pickett in the gun now, looking to recover from his own 20-yard line. Running back is Denver Brown to his right. Snap gives to Brown left side, looking for some running room. A patient runner, but this time he can't find a hole, and he's brought down after a gain of just 1. Denver Brown went 65 yards to the house on his first carry of the evening. It's been all downhill from there for the Galax running game, which slowly this Auburn defense has been able to figure out. Head coach Mark Dixon told us before the game that he likes to change things up every so often from week to week just to keep things fresh, because this offense has been firing on all cylinders this season, and he wants to keep it from getting mundane for the players. Understandable for high school kids. Still, though, they'll want to go back to a bread and butter play because they've sort of bogged down here in the second quarter. 2nd and 9, snap back to Pickett. He rides the ball in the basket of Brown, finally does give it to him. He bounces off one tackle to the 30 and tackled at the 32. A first down for Galax. Hard running by Denver Brown that time as he went shoulder down into a defender and gained a few extra yards. The Maroon Tide moving the chains. Pickett in the gun. Denver Brown again. His lone setback in the pistol formation this time. Trips receivers to the left. That's the tight side. Snap back to Pickett. Fakes it to Brown. Rolling out right. Flag flies. Incomplete pass off the fingertips of Brennan Bryson. The pass was just a bit behind him and high, but still got 2 mitts on the ball. Just juggling it. And it falls to the turf. This could be holding, though, on the offense. It is the flag in the territory of holding. It is.
Holding.
So penalties and turnovers really the bugaboo of this Maroon Tide offense early on. We pause for a moment as Riley Joe Vaught is tying the shoes of Denver Brown.
First down and 20 for the Maroon Tide.
Good teammate there. Freshman for a senior.
21-yard line.
So 1st and 21 now for this Galax offense. Long way to go, but they've proven they can pick up yards in chunks. Pickett in the gun. Brown sidecar right. 2 receivers split out to the far side left. Snap back. Fake the handoff. Pickett has some pressure. Gets the ball off to Johnson at the 28-yard line where he's ridden down, but credit Cole Pickett, who's just able to get the ball off before being dragged to the turf by Carson East, who made it through the line unscathed. Pickett, in a designed rollout, was being thrown to the turf as he was throwing that pass, somehow completed it to Zach Johnson. Still 2nd and long, 2nd and 15. Pickett, now time to throw in the pocket, and he airmails it over the head of Colton Keatley. Wanted the skinny post down the middle. There was still some pressure in his face as he delivered the ball. Just got it off in time, but too high for Keatley down the middle. So now 3rd and very long for this Galax offense. Really the first moment of adversity it's faced this half, 3rd down-wise. Shotgun snap back to Pickett. Drops back. They throw the screen to Brown. He's got to get away from East. He does. Spins to the left. 35 to the 40. He's got the first down. 45, 50, and finally tackled there. It looked like Brown, despite having lots of space, had an uphill battle to get the first down, but on the looped screen pass, he's able to reach the 50. There was a flag down, but the referees pick up the flag, and Galax converts the 3rd and 15. They'll mark Brown down inside Auburn territory at the 49. Denver Brown continues to churn out big plays for this Galax offense. 1st and 10 at the Eagles' 49. Galax up at the line of scrimmage, just waiting for the ball's spot. It's down and we're ready. Pickett in the gun. Denver Brown, sidecar right. 2 receivers to the near side right. Snap. Give to Brown. No, it's a fake. A lot of time for Pickett. Delivers a looping ball down the right sidelines. Caught at the 10, the 5. Tackled at the 1 is Keaton Beeman. Beeman had to come back for that ball as Pickett was hit as he threw. and that checked the ball up just a little bit, but Beeman was able to come back and make the catch after beating his man, and he's tackled at the 1, make it the 2. First and goal for Galax. 2:28 to go before halftime. They lead 14-7, looking for more. Pickett under center. He takes the snap, pushing the pile forward. Touchdown, Galax. Cole Pickett takes it the final 2 yards himself, straight up the gut. And Galax goes up 20-7. Eduardo Ortiz on for the extra point to make it 21. Coming up in a little bit, we'll have our City of Galax Tourism Maroon Tide halftime show. Snap back, kick is up and straight through the uprights. 21-7. The Maroon Tide offense shucks off adversity and reaches the end zone to push the lead back to 14. This has been quite the first half. Galax went up 14-0 almost in the blink of an eye on a pair of Denver Brown touchdown runs, the first of which was a 65-yarder on the first play of the game. After that, 2 fumbles on back-to-back possessions halted the Maroon Tide offense, sandwiched in between an Auburn touchdown. And it looked like the Eagles were right back in the ball game. But Auburn has ground to a halt yet again on offense, and Galax has responded. So Ortiz in for the kickoff. Puts his right foot through it, high in the air to the 5-yard line where it bounces and into the end zone. Carson East lets it go. A touchback.
First down and 10, 20-yard line for the
Eduardo Ortiz is 3 of 4 on touchbacks. That's a feather in his cap. And Auburn back on offense, looking for some kind of response. The Eagles have not taken advantage of the opportunities given to them to this point, but a touchdown here would give them a good feeling going into halftime. Again, though, this offense not created for big chunk plays and scoring quickly. With 2:18 to go before halftime, we'll see what they can muster. Kelly hands it off to East up the middle on first down, and he gains 3 up to the 23. It'll be 2nd and 7.
Number 45, Carson East on the carry.
Give you a quick scoring recap so far. Denver Brown with a pair of touchdown runs, and Cole Pickett has one himself.
4-yard line.
Scoring recap brought to you by Blue Ridge Tire and Automotive. Snap back to Kelly. He gives it to East again, who bounces it off right tackle. He has a first down and more, dragging tacklers across the 35 to the 38. They mark him down all the way up at the 40. And he fumbled. He fumbled, and Galax recovers. Whoa! What a turn of events. A big play by this Auburn offense, needing a score here before halftime with under 2 minutes to go. East puts it on the ground, and at the plus 39-yard line, Galax recovers. And now, all of a sudden, a touchdown for the Maroon Tide could see them maybe put this game away just before halftime. My goodness, a swing in momentum. First down for the Maroon Tide. Pickett in the gun, Denver Brown, sidecar left. Play action, Pickett looking for it all on first down to the left side. Caught! Touchdown, Galax! It's that man again, Keaton Beeman. And this time he finds Patered himself. A 39-yard touchdown pass from Pickett to Beeman. And Galax on the first play takes advantage of the Auburn fumble. It's 27-7.
12, Eduardo Ortiz set to take the extra point.
So just like that, Galax takes advantage of the miscue by Carson East. The extra point by Eduardo Ortiz is good yet again.
With 1:32 left to go in the half. Galax 28. Auburn 7.
Cole Pickett with a dime to Keaton Beeman. And this offense is firing on all cylinders yet again. Beeman had to dive to make that catch. It was right in stride, but he was a little bit off his step, just trying to settle underneath it. Made the catch and stumbled over the end line for the score. Ortiz, his right foot through the ball again on the kickoff. This one into the corner on the left far side, and it's out of bounds. No, it's a touchback. He does sneak it past the pylon. And another touchback for Eduardo Ortiz. He's 4 of 5. And with Galax up 28-7, the Eagles offense returns to the field a bit shell-shocked with 1:32 to go. There's still time for them to score and feel like they're in this ball game before halftime. But what a turn of events for Galax. Auburn, on a run by Carson East, had picked up 15, maybe 20 yards and was feeling good about potentially cutting the score back to a one-score game at halftime. Kelly takes the snap, hands off East to the right side, bounces it around, gets to the 25 to the 26, and falls down there. A gain of 6 on first down.
Carson East on the carry. Number 7, Brendan Bryson on the tackle.
So we'll add to that scoring recap, as we were in the middle of that when all that happened. Touchdown pass from Cole Pickett to Keaton Beeman of 39 yards. The lone touchdown for Auburn is from Malachi Spencer, who ran it in back in the first quarter. That's your scoring recap. Snap back to Kelly under center, gives it to East, who is absolutely pummeled at the line of scrimmage.
Number 6, Mason
Gain of 1. It'll be 3rd and 3. Scoring recap brought to you by Blue Ridge Tire and Automotive, your hometown garage for auto repair and oil changes, new tires, tire maintenance, tune-ups, and inspections, all your automotive needs. Located 1101 South Main Street, Galax. Open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Call 276-238-0011. Snap to Kelly. Kelly keeps it, and he is walloped at the line of scrimmage. They're going to say Galax took a timeout.
Trevor Young on the carry.
No, the play does count. Then Galax called a timeout. With 16 and a half seconds left, Mark Dixon wants to see Carson East punt this football and see if he can get Zach Johnson to make some magic happen. Leading 28-7, a major turn of events here at the end of the second quarter. Saw the momentum really swing in the Maroon Tide's favor. Auburn had the football, still in its own territory, but moving well. A gain of 20 by Carson East with 2 minutes to go before halftime, trailing by 14 in a massively important offensive series. East put the ball on the ground. Galax recovered, and on the very next play, Cole Pickett hit Keaton Beeman for the touchdown. So Auburn in punt formation, East standing back at his own 13, Johnson in the Galax 45. Snap back, they're going to go punt block, can't get to it, long booming kick, very nice kick by Carson East. It goes out of bounds at about the 40. We'll see where they mark it, maybe the 38 or 39. Referee moving forward to the 39-yard line. Nice kick by Carson East to keep the ball out of Johnson's hands. And Galax will return to the field. With 10 seconds to go before halftime, we'll see if Pickett airs it out. I assume Auburn will go prevent defense, but that's dangerous because we've seen what Denver Brown can do in the open field. You wonder if Pickett has the option to switch this to a run if he sees the prevent defense. Pretty standard defensive formation by Auburn. Pickett in the gun, Brown sidecar left. 2 receivers split to the near side right. They hand it off to Brown, right side. Defender's backing off. He's got the 45, gets out of bounds with 3.5 seconds to go. Pretty good play by Auburn, or excuse me, by Galax to put Pickett in a better position for a potential Hail Mary. Gain of 7, make it 8 for Denver Brown on the ground. Pickett looking to the sidelines for a play as the referees spot the ball. Again, 3.5 seconds to go. Brown ran out of bounds, so the clock stopped. 28-7, Galax leads, looking for more right here before halftime. Last play before the break. Pickett takes the snap. They hand it off to Brown, up the middle, breaks a tackle, 45-40, and he's tackled there. And that will be the first half. Galax takes advantage of a big Auburn miscue near the end of the second quarter and puts an exclamation on the first half, leading 28-7. We'll come back and bring you a recap of this first half and tell you about what's to come moving forward. This is Galax football on WCGX The Cat.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, get your 50-50 ticket out. The winning ticket is 370032. Again, the winning number is 370032. And the winner receives $86 tonight for our 50-50. Thank you all for your support with the 50-50 raffle. Please see your concessions. Please come to the press box to receive your winnings.
Back at Galax High School, we are at halftime where the Maroon Tide leads 28-7. I'm Kyle Bond. Thank you so much for joining us on this beautiful, spectacular, and crystal clear Friday night. It is a wonderful evening for football. A little chilly, but nothing the crowd here at Galax High School can't handle. You see the hoodies out, the jackets, light jackets, maybe a hat or two. But it is perfect football conditions, especially for late October. Galax leads 28-7. This is the City of Galax Tourism Maroon Tide halftime show. Some of the most enjoyable activities you can experience in Galax: a drive down quiet mountain roads, eating delicious food, or taking in the old-time mountain and bluegrass music. A glimpse into the culture and history of our small city is one of the many simple pleasures that can be enjoyed in Galax. To learn more about things to do, places to eat, and events up and coming, go to visitgalax.com. That's visitgalax.com. You can also stop by the Visitor Center at 110 East Grayson Street. They'd love to have you. The Tourism Center wish the best of luck to all Maroon Tide sports. Roll Tide. Well, the Maroon Tide sports did have some luck here in the first half. Bit of adversity, too. They were able to get past it. We'll give you a bit of a recap of how things went in the first half. Auburn took the opening kick and went 3 and out. Galax defense smothering the wing T offense early on. Punted it away, and on the first play of the first offensive set for the Maroon Tide, Denver Brown took the ball 65 yards to the house for the touchdown and the opening score. Auburn would go 3 and out in its next drive, and again, Galax would pound the ball right down the throats of the Eagles defense, and Brown would finish it off 15 yards for the score. Galax, just like that, went up 14-0. Auburn began to figure out how to move the football, but they were unable to get it in the end zone just yet. Galax fumbled a Cole Pickett handoff to the running back put on the ground. Auburn recovered in plus territory and was able to score to make it 14-7, and just like that, it felt like the domination by the Maroon Tide early on was about to vaporize, especially after on the next offensive possession, Pickett would put the ball on the ground again, this time a botched snap, and Auburn would take the football. Unfortunately for the Eagles, they were not able to move the football again. That was a one-time deal in the first half, and Galax would get the ball back and find the end zone 2 more times. First, Cole Pickett to Keaton Beeman down to the 2-yard line before Pickett would take it himself on a quarterback sneak for the score to make it 21-7. Then on the next offensive set for the Maroon Tide, Pickett would find Beeman again. This time Beeman into the end zone himself, a 39-yard touchdown pass off the backs of an Auburn fumble. That was really the turning point of that first half. Galax up 21-7. Auburn had given the ball to Carson East, who had just run 20 yards for a first down, with the Eagles trying to make something happen before halftime. And you think, okay, if Auburn scores here before halftime to make it 21-14, we've got ourselves really a close ball game at the break. No, East fumbles. Galax takes it, and on the first play, it's Pickett to Beeman for the score. And that's where we stand at the break, 28-7 at halftime. Take a break, come back, and look towards the second half. Galax in front by 3 scores. You're listening to Galax Football on WCGX The Cat. Back here at Galax High School, can tell you that there is a bit of a bummer here on the field right now, as during halftime, I can see who I'm going to assume is Isaac Hawks, who came limping off the field during the first half, is being carted away with a heavy ice pack on his right foot, or excuse me, right leg, his lower right leg just below the knee. That's not a great sight. So we hope that Isaac Hawks is okay in his senior season, that he'll be able to return to action later this year. We know that the way it looks, I mean, I'm obviously no doctor up here, don't want to make medical presumptions, but it certainly does not look like he will be returning to this ball game. We hope Isaac can heal up and make a couple of games to finish out his senior year. I know that this Maroon Tide team will certainly need him moving into the playoffs and down the road. Galax leads 28-7 here at halftime. We're going to pause, step aside for another break as we move through our halftime show. You're listening to Galax Football on WCGX The Cat.
She asked me for a TBH on Instagram. She asked me for a TBH, and I was like, I saw you one time in the car.
You're listening to Galax Football here on a Friday night. A couple minutes left at halftime, 28-7. The Maroon Tide leads. Cole Pickett with a touchdown run and a touchdown pass, but really the star of the first half, Denver Brown, with a pair of long touchdown runs, one being 65 yards, the other 15 yards in length, and the Maroon Tide leading 28-7. They'll certainly want to clean up the turnovers. There were a pair of fumbles in the first half by the Maroon Tide. Auburn also with a fumble of its own. We'll come back and bring you the second half just a few minutes away. This is Galax Football on WCGX The Cat.
He was back here whispering.
How much was it?
Sarah, like they're always the same price.
What up, Blake?
Baby, you all right. You ain't got to worry about it.
Welcome back to Galax High School, where we're ready to get the second half underway in just a few minutes, waiting for the teams to return to the field. Galax leads Auburn 28-7. Really a dominating performance by the Galax offense. In the first half, Cole Pickett and Denver Brown with the lion's share of the work as we see the Maroon Tide head back onto the field. As I mentioned a few minutes ago, did see Isaac Hawks, a senior lineman slash linebacker, really a star of this Galax team, carted off the field. Looks like he's got a right leg injury, so we hope that Isaac is okay by the looks of it. Don't think he'll be returning in this ball game, but we do hope that he's able to come back at some point this season. Isaac, a huge part of this Galax front five on the offense that just dominates week in and week out. Guys like Lee Peoples, Andrew Belcher, Riley Joe Vaught, Daniel McKinney. Offensive line often doesn't get enough of credit for how things go offensively, and a lot of those guys play both ways. Lee Peoples, Belcher, McKinney, and Hawks all play defensively and contribute down after down. So Hawks will hopefully be able to return this season. At least fingers crossed that the senior can finish out his final high school year. Cole Pickett taking some snaps from Andrew Belcher down on the sideline as we get ready for the second half. Auburn now coming from the far sideline, and it's halftime set. They return to the field with a jog. Denver Brown, the star of the first half, with a 65-yard touchdown run and a 15-yard touchdown run to go along with it. Thanks so much for listening to our City of Galax Tourism Maroon Tide halftime show. Some of the most enjoyable activities you can experience in Galax. A drive down quiet mountain roads, eating delicious foods, or taking in old-time mountain and bluegrass music. A glimpse into the culture and history of our small city is one of the many simple pleasures that can be enjoyed in Galax. To learn more about things to do, places to eat, and events up and coming, go to visitgalax.com. That's visitgalax.com, or you can stop by the Visitor Center at 110 East Grayson Street. They'd love to have you. The Tourism Center wishes the best of luck to all Maroon Tide sports. Roll Tide. Also want to thank Isom Collision and Custom Paint for our football recap. Gave you the scoring recap at halftime. Isom Collision and Custom Paint is your hometown specialist for collision repair and custom paint projects. Isom Collision is located 1 mile from I-77 between Jeff Johnson Chevrolet and Horizon Rental. Open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. till 5 p.m. Call 276-728-4330 to schedule an appointment today. That's 276-728-4330. Isom Collision and Custom Paint, supporting Tide Pride. Also remind you they have free estimates. Galax is onto the field, ready for the second half kick. Maroon Tide will receive and be on offense to start the third quarter as Auburn jogs onto the field as well. Carson East set for the second half kick. It's 28-7. Maroon Tide leads. Thanks so much for joining us here on WCGX. I'm Kyle Bond. We appreciate your listenership. Hope to bring you an entertaining second half.
Number 1, Denver Brown. Number 5, Zach Johnson back to receive.
Zach Johnson and Denver Brown set to receive. The kicking team in three-point stance is a pooch kick up to the 35, barreling forwards to the 45 is the up-back returner. Believe that's Josh Brown with the return, so a good chance for him to carry the ball. With a nice return, that pooch kick has not worked for Auburn so far. One of them went out of bounds, and that one returned almost to midfield up to the 48. Excellent field position for Galax on its first possession of the second half. Pickett in the gun, Denver Brown behind him in the pistol formation. One receiver split way out to the far side left. That is Colton Keatley. Two receivers split and slot to the near side right. Snap, give to Brown, and he's met in the backfield by Carson East. What a player Carson East is. Denver Brown popped and dropped 2 yards behind the line. It'll be 2nd and 12.
12 for the Tide.
Pickett looking to the sidelines for a play. Not in any hurry here. Pistol formation yet again. Same look. 2nd and 12. Snap back. Give to Brown. Left tackle. Lots of room this time. Bouncing it out across midfield. Has a first down. Up to the 40-yard line. Stretches forward there. And down to the 39. Denver Brown with a long run as that offensive line sealed the edge on the left side. And he had acres of space to pick up the 2nd and 12. Early minutes of this third quarter, 28-7, Galax in front and looking for more. 1st and 10, they spot the ball at the 40-yard line in plus territory. Denver Brown sidecar right of Pickett in the gun. Snap, play action, lots of time, going deep. Zach Johnson underthrown and batted away. Nice play by the corner. I believe that is Austin Flora, who was flagged for pass interference defending Johnson last time. Johnson had Flora beat by about 3 yards, but Pickett underthrew it, and Flora was able to bat it down. So it'll be 2nd and 10. It's a rare miscue by Cole Pickett. He loves that deep ball to Zach Johnson. They hit numerous times early in the season. Johnson has 14 touchdowns this year. Two receivers to the near side right. Denver Brown in the pistol formation behind Pickett. Now Brown goes in motion to the right. Pickett swings it out to the right. Receiver catches it, and he's dropped behind the line. Brendan Bryson on the reception. And he's tackled behind the line for a loss of 2 by that yet unknown player wearing number 51 who is no longer on our roster. So credit the unknown defender. 3rd and 12 now. 2nd, 3rd and long we've seen this year, this ball game for Galax. Late substitution on the defense after an equipment failure is having to come off as Will Kelly. Looks like he's having an issue with his helmet, so they allow him to sub off. Pickett in the gun, takes the snap, gives it to Denver Brown. He cuts it up the middle, plows through 2 defenders, but a nice ankle tackle by Trevor Young keeps Brown from getting the first down. He's 2 yards shy. We're in no man's land here at the 32, so likely you'll see Galax go for it here on 4th and 2. That's an excellent ankle tackle by Young, trying to save a first down, which he did. 4th and 2, and we have a timeout on the field. So let's take it with them as Galax leads 28-7, 10 minutes to go in the third quarter. You're listening to Galax Football on WCGX The Cat.
launches into the end zone for a Maroon Tide touchdown.
Well, as we were in the break, and they continue to fly through this football game here at Galax. The 4th and 2, yep, it went to the house. Denver Brown for 33 yards for a touchdown run just moments ago. And Galax goes in front 35-7, a meandering run by Denver Brown as the extra point is up and good. Brown up the middle, cut it back to the near side right, and found the corner. Not a great angle by the safety, and Denver Brown into the end zone for his 3rd time today. A hat trick of touchdowns. All of the extra long variety. He's got a 15-yarder, a 33-yarder, and a 65-yarder now. Denver Brown continues to churn out the yardage. He was over the 1,000-yard mark coming into today, and that has only extended by a hefty total. He's over 100 yards on just the touchdown runs. So likely a lot further than that. And Galax moves in front 35-7. That feels like a bit of a death blow, unless Auburn can quickly score on this drive and find a stop. Eduardo Ortiz is in for the kick. Ortiz, the straight run up, puts his right foot through it. That's a spiraler to the corner, and it somehow checks up. Oh my goodness, the ball's on the ground. Who's got it? That ball was bouncing left and right. It landed about a yard from the sideline and somehow didn't go out of bounds, then checked up again. The returner was unable to grab it. He fell on his feet, or excuse me, fell on his face. Somehow the Eagles were able to recover that, but it was close. Galax nearly recovered the kickoff at the 20-yard line. All told, it ends up like a touchback as the ball's on the 20. An adventurous kickoff, and Auburn retains possession down 35-7, 9:50 to go in the 3rd quarter. Snap to Kelly, give it to East, up the middle, and East is ridden out of bounds to the right side for 3 yards.
Number 3, Will Kelly on the carry.
Excuse me, it's Will Kelly with the ball. Tough to see here as they're down on the far side from where we're located.
6.
Still a gain of 3, 2nd and 7 for Auburn. Kelly under center. That's Payson Kelly. Now he gives it to East up the middle, and he's stymied for a loss of 1. So 3rd and long yet again for Auburn's offense. The Eagles just unable to get anything going against this Maroon Tide front 4. Maroon Tide front 4 that is missing Isaac Hawks, who came off injured earlier, was carted off the field at halftime, or carted off the bench at halftime with a large ice wrap on his right foot. Snap to Kelly. He's going to keep it himself. Left tackle tries to spin off a defender, but eventually Riley Joe Vaught is there to make the tackle, and it'll be 4th down. Again, the punting unit comes out. This Galax defense has been gashed at times this year. They allowed 29 points opening week at Glenvar. They allowed 25 to Martinsville, 42 in the lone loss to Northside. Snap to East. He kicks it high in the air across midfield, bouncing out of bounds at the 40-yard line, so good field position for Galax. Since that loss to Northside, though, they've held firm. The shutout over Fort Chiswell, and then last week, at Wythe, 14 points allowed in a 45-14 win. And tonight, just 7, so the defense has really turned a corner since that loss to Northside, where they were humbled a bit. First down at the 41. The Galax 41 for the Maroon Tide. Pickett in the gun. He's got a running back to his right. Snap back, play action. They're going deep to Johnson. Caught across midfield to the 40. Down to the 35 goes Johnson before he's tackled there by Rusty Marshall. A long gain from Pickett to Johnson. Boy, does Johnson have good hands. That was a bit overthrown. He went up the ladder to grab it off the fingertips and complete the catch.
Smiles everywhere.
Down to the 35-yard line of the Eagles. And Galax again in plus territory. Pickett in the gun. He's got the running back Keaton Beeman to his left. Snap back. They give it to Beeman. Cuts it up front. And tackled for a gain of 1. The snap was high to Pickett, and that seemed to throw all the timing off as Beeman grabbed that handoff up by his face mask. And now he comes off limping a bit. So hopefully Beeman's all right. He's grabbing his ankles here on the sidelines. Into the game, Denver Brown. Brown in the pistol formation. Pickett in the gun, takes the snap, gives it to Brown, left tackle, bouncing it outside, stiff arm, across the 30, down to the 25-20. A flag flies in the backfield, and Brown is run out of bounds at the 16. A long gain as it stands, but for some reason there's a flag in the defensive backfield. Not really sure what that could be, unless maybe it's holding on a receiver on the backside. We'll have to see what we get from the official. Referees chatting. Now the flag is thrown back up to the 21. This may be in the vicinity of holding, but also could be face mask. Now this one's moving back towards the Galax offense, so we assume it's no signal from the referee, at least not what I could see. Now it's coming. Yep, holding on Galax. So that's going to push them back a couple of yards, but still a positive gain because the holding happened further down the field. And again, holding is a spot foul, so 10 yards from the spot of the foul. It's ultimately net a 3-yard gain up to the 32. It'll be 2nd and 7. Pistol formation. Now Brown moves up to sidecar right of Pickett. Pickett play action, wants to swing it right. Pump fakes. Now he goes deep down the right side. He's got 2 receivers there, and it's incomplete. Nearly picked off. Rusty Marshall attempted to make a one-hand Odell Beckham catch up over his head with his back to the end zone, but could not come down with this spectacular catch. That one was covered well. Nick Sawyers and Zach Johnson, the 2 receivers in the area, but they were covered well, and Pickett sort of floated that one up to the 2 of them. So it'll be 3rd and 7. And now the referees move it up. Defensive holding the call. Did not see a flag down. But that's an automatic first down, so a surprising turn of events there. A defensive penalty, a bit of a backbreaker for Auburn as they look to have a 3rd and long for Galax. Instead, it's 1st and 10 at the 28. Pickett takes the snap, play action. He's going to roll to his left. Now he's going to keep it up the sideline, across the 20 to the 18, and out of bounds there. So a gain of 6 for Cole Pickett. Make it 5. A gain of 5 as the line of scrimmage was the 23. So down to the 18. 2nd and 5 for the Maroon Tide. 6:52 to go in the 3rd quarter. 35-7. Galax in front looking for more. Pickett in the pistol formation. Brown behind him. Snap. Give to Brown up the middle, bruising through a pair of tacklers, and finally brought down near the 10. They'll mark him down, it looks like, at the 11. But it's enough for a first down. Galax moves the chains. They still have an opportunity to do so, despite being in the red zone now. Looks like they mark it at the 12. So first down attainable at the 2. Pickett in the gun. Brown sidecar right. Snap back. He's going to look to throw. He looks to his right, slings it right. Caught at the 8-yard line by Nick Sawyers. So a gain of 4 on the hard slant out to Sawyers.
2nd and 6 from the 8-yard line.
Pickett came into this game with a completion percentage of around 55%. He's definitely above that tonight. Just a couple of incompletions that we can remember, and he hasn't thrown a pick. So Pickett has been efficient. Snap back to Pickett. They give it to Brown across the 5, and he's tackled right there. So Denver Brown gains 3 more, and it'll be 3rd and 3 from the 5-yard line. Past the 6-minute mark here in the third quarter. Galax obviously looking to punch this one in, but there is a first down attainable at the 2. 3rd down and 3. Pickett in the gun. He's got Brown in the pistol. 2 receivers to the far side left. They give it to Brown up the middle. Wide open hole. He drives the truck through it into the end zone. Touchdown, Denver Brown from 5 yards out. His 4th of the evening. And it's 41-7. The Maroon Tide piling it on.
For 6, Javier Gallardo. Be there, 3 o'clock. For the extra point.
Denver Brown seeing quadruple. Eduardo Ortiz has his extra point blocked, as coming right through the line was Justin Odie to smother that kick, his first failed attempt of the evening. And it remains 41-7. Galax pouring it on offensively.
With that score in the third quarter, there's going to be a Chick-fil-A
5:34 to go in the in the third quarter.
Get one free. Buy 2 Chick-fil-A
As the kickoff team
twice, you get 1 free.
comes back onto the field. Boy, what a job Cole Pickett has done this evening, leading the offense and allowing Denver Brown to play star man. Ortiz in for the kickoff. He put his last one out of bounds, but has kicked a number of touchbacks tonight as well. Ortiz approaches and boots it high in the air, straight down the middle. This one's caught at the 3 and going to be returned up the middle and met at the 20-yard line and dumped right there. Nolan Lawrence with the hit stick. Also in there is Ian Ashworth with a big hit. And that will stop the Eagles at the 22, where they will go 1st and 10. Auburn has not gotten anything going here in the second half. Completely stymied by this Galax defense. Kelly takes the snap. They go toss sweep to the far side, and it's pummeled. No room for Rusty Marshall. He's ridden out of bounds by his own man, who got blown off the line. It's a loss of 5, maybe more. Officially a loss of 6. Excellent job by this Galax front line that has been outstanding for the past few weeks. 2nd and 16. Snap to Kelly. Keeps it himself off left tackle. Gets a couple. Not back to the original line of scrimmage, but close. Gain of about 4. And it'll be 3rd and 12. That quarterback keeper for Payson Kelly, he fakes it to the fullback, East, and then sort of loops a run in behind his new lead blocker. Starts out horizontal and then loops it up vertical behind the tackle. 3rd and long. We'll see if they go to the air here. Kelly takes the snap. They fake it. He does want to throw across his body down the middle, and it's out of reach of Preston Harris. That was a really athletic throw by Payson Kelly, who rolled out to his offside, the left, and tried to throw across his body a deep ball down the middle and somehow overthrew his receiver. It looked like Harris wasn't even ready for the pass. because he wasn't looking back. The ball fell about 3 yards in front of him, but Harris didn't even realize he was being thrown to. So yet another 3 and out for this Eagles offense, and Carson Easton to punt. Snap back. East nearly has that one kicked. It's an end-over-end one. Johnson to field it at his own 44, runs backwards at first, now is planted right back where he started. Dangerous run there. It did look like Johnson had room, but when he caught it, that room had evaporated and he had to start backwards. Did well to even get back to where he began. So Galax will get the ball back with more good field position now at the 44 with 4:21 to go in the third quarter. This third quarter dragging along. A lot of stoppages in play. First and 10 for Cole Pickett and company. Pickett in the gun, has a running back to his right. I believe it's Brendan Bryson. Snap back to Pickett. Fake it. Now they go left side, caught at midfield, and dumped there.
Pass complete by number 8, Cole Pickett. Number 2, Colton.
That's Colton Keatley with the reception.
56, Mike Royal with the tackle.
They're going to give him the 49 of Galax, so a gain of 5, 2nd and 5. The running back, I'd correct myself, is Isaac Thompson, not Brendan Bryson. Thompson now in the pistol formation. He's behind Pickett. Snap back. They ride it through, give it to Thompson, up the middle somehow, pop through the other side, first down and more, down to the 40, now to the 38. Thompson just downhill running hard, somehow powered through to the second level, squirted through the defensive front, and gained about 15 yards. First and 10 at the 39. Pickett in the gun, gives it to Thompson. He cuts it back to the right this time and is dropped at the 35, a gain of 4. Met there by Trevor Young, who made the tackle. 2nd and 6 for Galax. Snap back to Pickett, fakes it to Thompson, slings it to the right side, wide open receiver there at the 30 to the 25 goes Nick Sawyers. Before he's ridden out, they give him the 26. But it's another first down, a gain of 10 from Pickett to Sawyers, and with 2:53 to go now in the third quarter, we have a timeout. I believe it's a timeout for Auburn. It is 41-7 the score. Galax in front. Kyle Bond with you here at Galax High School. Maroon Tide looking to go 7-1 on the season. The lone loss coming 3 weeks ago at Northside, since they've beaten Fort Chiswell and beaten Wythe. 2 more games, both on the road, to go in the regular season. At Bland Rocky Gap and at Grayson County are the final 2 games of the regular season, and then the playoffs will come after that. Galax almost certain to be involved in that. Especially if they continue to lead here. 41-7 the score. Denver Brown with 4 touchdown runs. Teams return to the field. Pickett in the gun. He's got Thompson in the pistol. The give is to Thompson to the left side. Crosses the 25 down to the 23, where he's tackled on first down. So it'll be 2nd and 7 after the gain of 3.
Tackle number 45, Carson East. 3rd down, or 2nd down and 7.
Pickett in the gun. Thompson to his right. Play action. They go up the middle. Pop pass. Touchdown. Boy, Brendan Bryson came out of nowhere from his slot position. Blown coverage. Nobody within 20 yards of him. And Bryson goes straight down the middle. Easiest pass Cole Pickett will ever throw. And it's a 23-yard touchdown pass from Cole Pickett to Brendan Bryson. It's Pickett's third touchdown of the day, second through the air. And Galax now leads 47-7. Here's the extra point. Ortiz bangs that one through. 48-7. Galax poured it on.
Point is good. With 2:14 left to go in the third quarter, Galax 48, Auburn 7. Don't forget, we have 2-for-1 Chick-fil-A, or 5-2, get 1 free Chick-fil-A.
Take this opportunity to remind you of our sponsors. We're coming to you from the Twin County Tire and Automotive broadcast booth. Twin County Tire and Automotive has all major brand tires for all makes and models and a top-notch service department serving all your automotive needs. Their waiting room is clean, smoke-free with Wi-Fi and vending machines. They offer state-of-the-art road force balance and nitrogen inflation to improve the lives of your tires. Winterize your vehicle today. Come by and see them for the best deals in town at 103 Webster Street, across from the police department. Call to schedule an appointment at 276-236-0007. Eduardo Ortiz boots the kickoff into the left corner. Will it make the pylon? Yes. It just sneaks into the end zone for a touchback. Unlucky for Auburn, lucky for Ortiz. Another touchback on the day for the great Galax kicker. And the Eagles have the ball back, looking for some life offensively, aside from that one drive in the first half where they kind of caught the Galax offense or defense by surprise. As Auburn has had little doing today. Just can't get anything through this Galax front line. Swing T offense can confuse, but Galax has handled it well. Carson East takes the fullback carry up the middle for a solid 7-yard gain up to the 27. It'll be 2nd and 3.
Be 2nd down and 3 for the Eagles.
Kelly takes the snap, gives it to East again. He puts his head down behind the left guard and is smothered there, a gain of 1. So 3rd and short for this Eagles team. They haven't had many of those. It's been a lot of 3rd and long, not a lot of 3rd and short. Auburn, this wing T offense not really built for chunk plays. So if they get behind the 8 ball, it's tough to recover. 3rd and 3 for the Eagles. Taking their time. Getting to the line of scrimmage. Couple of substitutions for the Galax defense. Snap to Kelly. Gives it up the middle. First down yardage for the Eagles. So they convert. Looks like the ball carrier that time was Trevor Young. Haven't seen him running the ball too much. First down and 10 from the 33-yard line. Under a minute to go here in the third quarter. Snap back. Kelly keeps it himself after the fake to Young, and he pushes forward to the 37-yard line. This is what the wing T offense is supposed to look like. 3 yards, 4 yards at a time. That may be the final play of the third quarter unless they rush to the line for one more. 8 seconds to go. They will not. That's it for the third quarter. All Galax, 48-7. We'll come back after this. It's Galax football on WCGX The Cat.
That is the end of the third quarter, ladies and gentlemen. The score is 48, Galax, 7, Auburn. Don't forget to check out our concession stand. Brought to you by the Wise Men. They've been providing concessions to Galax for many, many years. Don't miss out on that chance for some really good food and fellowship. Also, we have 5 Buy 2, get 1 free Chick-fil-A sandwiches down below the press box.
Back at Galax High School, where they are already into the fourth quarter, Auburn took a 2nd and 5 and moved the chains on a run off tackle right. Wing T offense starting to move the ball against a defense for Galax that's rotating some substitutes in. 1st and 10 from the Auburn 43. Kelly under center, takes the snap, spins and gives to East, who puts his head down and drives the pile forward. Carson East is such a good player. Up to midfield, they give him Galax territory at the 49. A gain of 8 on 1st down. It'll be 2nd and 2. Carson East can do it all. He can run, he can catch, he can kick, and he can tackle. 2nd and 2. Snap back to Kelly. They give it to East. He dances through a tackler and into open space. Down to the 40 to the 35 and tackled forward to the 33. Big gain on 2nd and short for Carson East, who shucked off a defender about 2 yards from the line of scrimmage and went for about 15 more. When he gets ahead of steam, he can rumble forward. And that he did. A big fullback type player. East off the field now. Kelly under center and 1st and 10 takes the snap. He's going to keep it himself left side. Option now. And the option is smothered. John Keith with the catch. He's tackled 3 yards in the backfield.
Number 11, John Keith on the carry. Tackled made by number 11, Isaac Thompson.
It looked like at first Kelly wanted to keep that himself. And finally, he decided to cough it up.
Second 14 at 37
Would have been smothered either way. 2nd and 14 after the loss of 4. Snap to Kelly. He gives it to a wing back. That is Marshall. Marshall piles forward, and he gains almost all the yardage needed for a 1st down. He comes up too short. So a gain of 12 puts them on the 25-yard line. Marshall, that misdirection play has really been the most consistently successful play for this Eagles offense. Marshall is the left-sided wingback. They fake it to the fullback and then spin and give it to Marshall. This time they give it to the fullback. It's Jackson Brockman who's tripped up at the line of scrimmage, but they do give him the 2 yards necessary for a 1st down, and the Eagles move the chains again. This is by far the best sustained drive for this Eagles offense. The drive where they scored the touchdown had about 2 big plays that they got the touchdown on. Here, though, sustained offense. Snap back to Kelly. They give it to Brockman again right up the middle. He powers off the left guard for 3 yards up to the 20. And it'll be 2nd and 7.
Number 11, Isaac Thompson, and number 16, Ronnie Holt on the tackle. 2nd and 7.
48-7, Galax all over Auburn. The Eagles really moving the ball consistently for the first time with 8:20 to go in the fourth quarter. Snap back to Kelly. He gives it to Marshall again. He's stymied this time, but manages to fall forward for another 5-yard gain. Wow, so Marshall somehow made something out of nothing there. It looked like the Galax defense had it figured out. Instead, Marshall able to pick up 5. It'll be 3rd and 3. So another 3rd and short for this Eagles offense. And this is what a wing T offense is supposed to look like. Dinkin and Duncan, nickel and diamond, 3rd and 3. Kelly takes the snap and false starts. They had given it to the fullback up the middle. But no, they're going to call offside on the defense. For some reason, they blew the play dead. There must have been contact before the snap. So that's a first down by penalty. If I'm not mistaken, that's the first penalty on the Galax defense so far tonight, if my memory serves me correctly. 1st and 10 from the 11, so Auburn can get a first down at the 1. Kelly under center, takes the snap. They give it misdirection. That's Malachi Spencer, and Spencer is into the end zone for the touchdown. Malachi Spencer, his second touchdown of the day. He's got both scores for the Auburn offense. And he breathes some life into the Eagles. It's 48-13. New kicker for the Eagles. It's Jackson Brockman. Snap back, whistles blow. Brockman kind of squibbed one, but it did go through the uprights. Flag down. It'll be offside again on Galax. Not sure why they keep stopping the play. Brockman made the kick, so theoretically that should be a good PAT because the referees should allow that play to continue. Instead, they're blowing it dead. We'll do it again. Snap back to good hold. Brockman a better kick this time, and it's through anyways. For the extra point, 48-14 the score. Galax still well in front with 6:53 to go, but the Eagles show some life on offense. See what Galax does with the football this time, who they put in, if they leave Cole Pickett in or get some work for Ian Ashworth, the backup quarterback.
Just a reminder, the Chick-fil-A sandwiches are buy two, get one free. There's only about 15 sandwiches left, so get them while supplies last.
Would like to thank all our sponsors for tonight's broadcast. Impy's Restaurants, Blue Ridge Tire and Automotive, Chick-fil-A of Mount Airy, City of Galax Tourism Center, Isom Collision and Custom Paint, Twin County Regional Healthcare, Twin County Tire and Automotive, Bojangles, and Von Gwyn Funeral Home. Eagles to kick off. East with the boot. It's another pooch kick. Fielding at the 22 is Johnson. Johnson looking for some space. He runs into a pile of white jerseys. Still pushes the pile forward to the 40 before whistles finally blow. And Johnson is ruled down. So good field position yet again for the Maroon Tide. And Cole Pickett comes back out to run the offense yet again. 6:44 to go. 48-14. Maroon Tide well in front. First and 10 from the Maroon Tide 40-yard line. Pickett in and out of the belly of Denver Brown. He wants to throw. He's got Sawyers. Across the 40 to the 30. He's gone. 15, 10, 5, touchdown. Boy, easy as you like, the deep slant route. Pickett to Sawyers on play action. And just like that in one play, Galax responds with another score. 54-14, the Maroon Tide piling it on. Extra point. Javier Gallardo now in for a kick. Boots that one through. A beautiful extra point. Plenty of leg. And it's 55-14. 6:18 to go. It took one play for Cole Pickett to find the end zone again. And this offense has poured it on. His third touchdown pass of the day. That one a 60-yarder. Spreading the football around is Cole Pickett. He's looked for Zach Johnson on a couple of deep throws, got a pass interference call on one of them. But the TD passes have gone to Beeman, Bryson, and Sawyers. We've seen Colton Keatley with some short catches as well. We've seen him go out of the backfield, as I mentioned before, to Brendan Bryson. Cole Pickett has spread the football around. Here's Ortiz with the kickoff. Big boot to the left side. This one may find the sideline. No, East fields it at the 3, near the corner, and he's met at the 12. Not a good decision there. Carson East was feeling the heat, decided to pick up the football, and the Eagles will begin way back at their own 13-yard line.
It'll be first down and 10 for the Eagles at the 19-yard line, or 14-yard line.
They give him the 14, it looks like. 5:45 and counting in the fourth quarter. 55-14 the score. What a day for the Maroon Tide offense. First Denver Brown, I was going to say ground and pound. And then Cole Pickett through the air here in the second half. Snap back to the Eagles quarterback and the give up the middle. We've got a new quarterback for Auburn. In under center, Elijah St. Clair. St. Clair, a sophomore at 5'8", 158. 5 yards on the carry. It'll be 2nd and 5. 5:06 to go and counting. Good to see some more reps for the backup quarterback. The running back now, Colby Barnes. Instead, they go up the middle. Keeping it is St. Clair, Colby Barnes. Running back is Trevor Young. I had the wrong number 10.
Number 20, Taylor Poole. Number 28, St. Holy.
4.5 to go. 3rd and 4.
Please grab one before you go for a late night snack or a great morning breakfast.
Snap. Ball on the ground, piling 2 yards in the backfield, and recovering it are the Eagles. St. Clair with the carry again, but he lost the handle on the football. It'll be 4th and 5. Looks like Carson East coming back into the game for a punt. Eagles not going to mess around, down 55-14. East standing back at his own 7. At midfield is Zach Johnson to receive. Snap back. Lot of pressure. It's a line drive kick. It's actually not Zach Johnson. That's Ashworth. Has to field it on a hop, and he can't field it. So it's down at the 35. Tough position for Ian Ashworth back there. Line drive kick right at his feet, and he had to get out of the way of it. He wanted to track back and field it, but decided better of it, which was the correct decision. Let that one go. And the offense will begin at the 35. Cole Pickett back in to run the offense. Head coach Mark Dixon wants to fine-tune a few more things on offense. Pistol formation, 2 receivers to the near side left. That's the wide side. Snap back, give up the middle to the running back in Thompson. And Thompson gains 1, if that, as he ended up running laterally. And he'll come out Nolan Lawrence into the game. They do give him 1 yard. 2nd and 9 for Galax at the 36. Their backs to their own end zone. Pickett in the gun, sidecar left is the running back. They pull it out, swing pass left side, caught by Keatley. Keatley's got some room into the other territory, 20-15. My goodness, he's quick. Colton Keatley all the way down to the 10-yard line. Give him the 9. They go play action again, this time to Nolan Lawrence, the new running back. And Colton Keatley makes the catch and makes a beeline for the near sideline.
Let's give our cheerleaders another round of applause.
Into the red zone yet again goes Galax. Pickett looking for signals. Still Nolan Lawrence, the running back. Zach Johnson, lone split on the far side. Slot receivers to the near side left. Snap back, they give it up the middle. Lawrence puts his head down, bounces off one man, but he's ankle tackled at the 5 and dropped there. Nice job by Justin Odie of the Eagles defense. He was the man that Lawrence bounced off of, put his shoulder down and just dropped Odie to the ground, but Odie did a great job to recover and grab the ankles of Lawrence to bring him down. Substitution here, Brendan Bryson comes out in favor of Colton Barnes. Freshman is into the game as the up back. Second down and goal. Snap back to Pickett. They give it to Lawrence again. He tries to sweep to the left side, dragging tacklers to the 2 before he's finally dropped there. I thought he was for sure going to be stopped at the 5. Instead, the pile continued to move forward, and they mark him at the 1. So 3rd and goal at the 1. Should give Josh Brown a shout out, as Brown is the right tackle in place of Isaac Hawks, who we hope is okay. Hawks came out in the first half with what appeared to be a relatively serious looking right leg injury. And that runs out the clock. So Galax not able to get into the end zone one more time, but nonetheless a 55-14 convincing win for the Maroon Tide as the teams meet at midfield to shake hands. Cole Pickett, 3 touchdown passes, Denver Brown, 4 touchdown runs, and that is all she wrote. 55-14, the Maroon Tide win it. Back after this to recap. You're listening to Galax Football on WCGX The Cat.
Hey, honey, when they messed this nigga up,
A storming performance by the Galax offense en route to a 55-14 victory over Auburn here at Galax High School. I'm Kyle Bond. Thanks so much for joining us. It's the Maroon Tide football recap brought to you by Isom Collision and Custom Paint. Isom Collision and Custom Paint is your hometown specialist for collision repair and custom paint projects. Isom Collision located 1 mile from I-77 between Jeff Johnson Chevrolet and Horizon Rental. Open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. till 5 p.m. Call 276-728-4330 to schedule an appointment today. That's 276-728-4330. Isom Collision and Custom Paint supporting Tide Pride. 55-14 your final score. Here's how it happened. Denver Brown, the star of the first half, He took the first run of the game for Galax and went 65 yards to the house. All told, he would finish today with 4 touchdown runs, 5 yards, 15 yards, 33 yards, and that 65-yarder. Cole Pickett would pick up in the second half. Tough first half for Cole Pickett. He would get a touchdown run of 2 yards on a quarterback sneak, but he also had 2 fumbles that really gave Auburn some life through the end of the first quarter and the beginning of the second quarter, but the defense stood firm for the most part, and the offense would pick things up. Pickett would pick himself up in the second half and finish with a trio of touchdown passes, 34-yarder to Keaton Beeman, then a 23-yarder to Brendan Bryson, and in the second half, a 60-yarder to Nick Sawyers in the fourth quarter that would cap things off at 55-14, your final score. The 2 touchdowns for the Eagles both came on outside runs by Malachi Spencer. The wing T offense just never got going against this Galax defense. They had 1 good sustained drive that came in the third quarter. Otherwise, really nothing doing for Auburn, who had a talent gap coming in. They knew that. Trying to make up for that with the wing T offense, put a bit of confusion into the minds of the Galax defense, but Mark Dixon had his team ready to play, and they were not fooled. In his 10th season, he knows how to play up against that military academy-style offense. Galax moves to 7-1 on the year, and that's their final home game of the regular season. 2 more to go, both on the road. That's at Bland Rocky Gap and at Grayson County. For Auburn, they dropped to 4-5 on the year, and will return home next week. That's your look ahead, and that's your look back at this ball game. Again, we want to thank our sponsors tonight: Aunt B's Restaurants, Blue Ridge Tire and Automotive, Chick-fil-A of Mount Airy, City of Galax Tourism Center, Isom Collision and Custom Paint, Twin County Regional Healthcare, Twin County Tire and Automotive, Bojangles, and Von Gwyn Funeral Home. I'm Kyle Bond. Thanks so much for joining us one more time. Galax tops Auburn here at home, 55-14. And you heard it all right here on WCGX, The Cat.